And the people.
my inbox is full of spam and telemarketers.
Remember, I don't answer mine.
So we'll go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll do the roll call.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so roll call. I am Sarah Farmer Forbes, the clerk treasurer.
Linda Forrest, Town Board President.
Rochelle Calvert, Town Council Member.
Valley Town Council member. Robert Armando, attorney.
All right, so it's a little bit of a different setup. I was telling everybody they're working on setting up for the Christmas party and asked that we leave things where they were, so just a little bit different tonight. The first thing that we're gonna do is approve the minutes from 10-1. I'm sorry, I printed off the wrong agendas clearly. The minutes from November 5th. So if you guys wanna approve those.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay? Carried.
Still.
No, I don't have it. All right, so. Sorry, I'm just making sure I got that in order. I don't have any amendments to the agenda. Report from maintenance.
Snug, it's pretty quiet.
Did a good job, thank you. Report from wastewater. Earl let me know that he's met with the company once about the issue, and they're ordering a part. So we're still making progress on getting the water project closed out. We're just having to work with like a third party that supplies the pieces now. So still in progress. Officer Bittinger did not have anything tonight, but he was not able to make it due to his schedule. Chief?
Good evening. I gotta find it.
Oh, you're good.
Alright, so, month of November, we had 14 calls for service, 7 were fire, 7 were EMS. Wingate had 6, New Richmond had 5, and we mutual aided with Waytown and Crawfordsville on a total of 3 runs. Year to date, we are at 176 calls for service, which
Awesome.
is 42 more than our year-over-year average. I think that's all I have.
Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rob, do you have anything specifically for tonight?
Oh, yeah. So, at the last meeting in the lodge, we talked a little bit about this banning, situation, and that is, just to refresh everybody's memory and board members' memory, in October, I sent an email to the Banning Engineering Company. And I was under the impression from Christy, our grant writer, that everybody wanted to just kind of holster their pistols and walk away and have a mutual release. So I prepared a mutual release, I sent it to Banning and asked them to show it to council, get back to us, and then we could just go our separate ways. So I sent that off. Last week, well, I guess November 24th, so I guess it was 2 weeks ago, approximately, I got a letter from Bose McKean Evans, which is a big shot law firm in Indianapolis, and they're probably on the 15th floor of one of those buildings. I've been in their offices before. I used to run for them a little bit when I was in college, or law school rather. Anyway, and it talks about, it says, "Dear Mr. Armando, as provided your October 16th correspondence on behalf of the town of New Richmond, directed my client, Banning Engineering. When your letter was received, I was out of the office through Sunday. In the beginning, Banning and the town entered into the April 24th, 2025 agreement for the provision of limited professional engineering services. The agreement, a copy of the agreement is attached. The scope of the services under the agreement provided that Banning would assist the town with coordination with IDM compliance and the IDM agreed order regarding the town's existing wastewater lagoon system. The services were to be provided on a as-needed hourly basis as provided in the attached fee schedules. In summary, all services were to be provided by Banyan at the specific request of the town. Thus, without a request for the services from the town, Banyan had no obligation to perform and no authority to act on behalf of the town. Your letter references the October 2025 mutual release agreement that was drafted by your office, executed by the town, and provided to Banyan for counter execution. The mutual release was also provided to me for review and comment. As you know, section 1 of the mutual release, without any compensation to Banyan for the 2 outstanding invoices, total principal amount of $9,477, require Banyan to waive any and all claims against the town for same. And at the end of the day, the town is free to engage any engineer it desires to perform the services, and Banyan has no ongoing duty to perform services for the town and does not wish to do so. Thus, there is only the issue of payment from the town to Banyan to resolve. Based on section 16 of the agreement, in addition to the principal amount of $9,447, the town is responsible for interest on the outstanding balance at 8%, but then puts 18 in parentheses, and attorney's fees. As of the date of this letter, interest in the amount is $572.48 is already accrued on the 2 invoices through November 21st, 2025, and the attorney fees of only $1,000. With that said, Banyan, and Bose McKean Evans, that is pretty low actually. With that said, Banyan is willing to compromise on the claim against the town to allow both parties to move on. However, Banyan is not willing to write off the principal amount of $9,477, interest of $572.48, and attorney's fees of $1,000. If this matter is not resolved, Banyan will seek formal legal action for the full amount due to the town. I look forward to a reasonable proposal from the town. Yours truly, Troy M. Miller, Esquire, at law. I sent that on to clerk treasurer, and who I'm sure forwarded on to the board members, and also to Christy Gerald, our grant consultant, and she wrote this. This is just disgusting of Banyan, and even to charge interest and attorney's fees, especially when they were derelict in their duties to the town. I personally would not pay this invoice, but that's your call as the attorney. I mean, I never experienced this in my 17 years of being a grant administrator of an engineering firm, taking such advantage of the community. Also keep in mind, New Richmond was never given any type of work product from their efforts, no PER or anything. What exactly they did to do for the charges that they incurred? What documentation did New Richmond get for the charges? Nothing, all capital letters. So that's the state of this thing with Banyan.
Your opinion?
Well, if, first of all, Bose would have filed a lawsuit if they felt like it was something they wanted to mess with. His sentence at the end, I look forward to a reasonable proposal from the town, opens the door to some negotiations, of course. Typically, Bose attorneys wouldn't probably do that in writing like that. But if you notice that the way he wrote it is that he throws us under the bus and say all the bad things that can happen, and then, oh, by the way, but we're willing to talk. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. I mean, Christie's pretty adamant that they didn't do anything. I have no idea. I mean, I'm just here.
Yeah, one of the main things they were supposed to provide us was the preliminary engineering report, which is what the biggest chunk of those fees were supposed to be, and we have never received that.
Right, I know Christie during this, before this all came to a head here, she was talking about how she was doing things and they were taking credit for it, or that they were just kind of replicating her work.
Yep.
And things like that. So, I mean, you know, it'd be costly to fight them. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, you're gonna have additional attorney's fees, and you could theoretically have attorney's fees owed to them, which would be way in excess of $9,000. So that's always the ugly side of it. I mean, I think what I would recommend is that you have me give Troy Miller a call and talk to him about, you know, some sort of compromise amount that, you guys gotta tell me what the threshold is, you know. Are we willing to throw down a couple $1,000s or $6,000 or $8,000 or what? I mean, right now, you're looking at, what's the total? I mean, it's like,
About 9,477
so
there.
11,000-ish.
Mhm.
Would you need to talk to Chrissy before you do that?
Well, Chrissy's already saying, don't give him a nickel, and I get that, and that's what she's saying, and she says, well, but it's up to you guys, because
Right.
she's experienced enough, she's gonna know that, yeah, we go down that path, and then it's mutual assured destruction.
I just didn't
Over
know if,
$9,000.
since you said you didn't know what they had done and hadn't done, I
Right.
didn't know if you needed to
Oh,
talk to her to
uh,
see why she's making that
right.
statement.
I think if we have an amount that we would propose to give them to make them go away, if they say no, then I would say, okay, I'll get back to you with all the problems, and, you know, it's gonna make it more. See, I think that they know, my initial letter outlined the different problems, I kinda skipped all that. Christie and I went through it all.
So-
And,
Okay.
yeah, I just don't recall it all.
They've kind of, so have they kind of given their kind of hand for us to move forward with another engineering group?
That's what it seems
That-
like they're going to.
Regardless of what we
I think
do
we've
with this
already,
money.
have we already started with some other,
You didn't wanna venture into it until we got
Yeah,
this.
I don't have a signed contract to them yet, but I told them
Well,
that
that's another
that's
thing,
what we're
is
hoping to
that-
do once we,
I'm thinking if we stall any longer on getting anything else going, it could cost us more money.
Well, he says at the end of the day, the town is free to engage in any engineer who desires to perform services, and Bain is not and has no ongoing duty to perform services for the town and does not wish to do so. That leaves the issue of payment to resolve, so it seems like we're getting the green light, and now it's just, do we owe them money or not?
so it seems like the position we're kind of at now is you guys need to think about what dollar amount you would like Rob to have in
I
mind.
mean, I can tell them, no, go pound sand, and then, but that's probably gonna end up in some.
I don't really feel like that's the gross route. I mean, as much as it
That's a
sucks to
legal
take a
term I use
bite
every now and then,
out
pound
of
sand.
our own money, it's not really something that, you know, like kind of like what you said, you know, are we gonna drag it along
Right.
for the next year and a half?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
and everything else, and it's like, I don't really wanna play their lawyer fees or the interest, but like, if they can come up with a reasonable,
they're not gonna bid against themselves, so they want it, so they say it's 11,000, now the ball's in our court, he won't come down unless we make a proposal.
And I pretty well understand that for us to not do anything and, you know, say, we're gonna fight that, he pretty well understands they've got the money to withhold and hang out where we don't.
Right.
So essentially, what dollar amount are you guys comfortable? So we're sitting at about $11,000 is what they're currently saying. What dollar amount are you guys comfortable with Rob knowing in the back of his head, kind of this is our
Right,
max?
I wouldn't start at the amount that you, whatever it is, just know that.
would you lean towards more of what their straight original billing?
No,
Right,
I
so
would,
would you
no,
go lower?
no, I would say,
I'd start at half.
yeah, I would, and maybe even, I'd probably tell them we'll give you $2,500 to go away. And then knowing that I could go up to like 5 or something,
Never been in mediation.
that's bad, yeah, it's not well.
I think 2,500 sounds
I'm probably gonna start with
reasonable.
telling him that he's gonna owe us, but.
I like that better.
But to be unanimous about it, we'll give you $2,500 to go away.
Yeah, that sounds, what do you guys think? That sounds,
I'm good with
I
that.
mean, you know, you deal more with this thing than anybody else here at the table, so
Okay, so
whatever your.
cap of 5,000?
Do I need to put that in writing to you, or?
Probably,
Okay.
just to, yeah. Yeah. And I'll try to get it done for less, obviously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll call Christie, she'll be furious. But that's fine, you know, she's an advocate for her position, which I totally understand.
All right, so this agenda I accidentally printed off last month's, because I like to follow the one from the month before so I don't miss anything. So we're just kind of off-road there. So that was Rob's update. The next thing we will have is the APV register, and everything came out good on the APV register. Then the bank recs for October, I will have, I needed a couple more things double checked, so I'll have those ready, and November's ready in the January meeting. Adjustments for November, we had someone sell a property, and they had actually had 2 different accounts, and I applied it to the wrong account. So I had to go back and fix, and put it in the right account. So that's the adjustment that you're seeing here. We didn't actually lose that money, I was putting it where it actually belongs. So that's the adjustment. If you guys wanna vote for the APB register,
Make a motion to approve the APB register.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay?
okay, and then the adjustment for, November.
Make a motion to approve.
A second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay?
Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of follow my paperwork now, cause it doesn't really match what we've got going on there. The next thing we have is the credit card statement for the town. Like I always do, I attached everything here for you guys to look through and make sure, you know, there's nothing like Caribbean vacations or something on there. And then you guys will sign that once
Better not, without me.
you guys will sign that once it looks good to you. Jones Lake Management, who we worked with for years and years, sent their renewal for 2026. It's the exact same contract. So I would definitely recommend that we go ahead and renew that for next year. If you guys are good with that, it didn't go up, and it's the same services.
That one's on here?
It's this one and it's on the back.
Yeah, so,
So.
Yep.
No, I mean, it's not.
no, you're,
No, she
no,
said-
you can just flip that agenda over.
You're
Yep,
done with that.
So,
yeah, there you go.
make a motion, we approve this.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay?
Yeah, and, that's not like a lump sum that we send out, it's as services are rendered, so in case you were thinking about that. The next thing I have is, the Winiger family, took it upon themselves to go ahead and purchase all of the lights for the LED update, and I pay them back. So that way, that was kind of off our plate, so they purchased them, replaced any LED lights for the Christmas ornaments. So that's what this is, it was about $120 to get all of the Christmas ornaments switched completely over to LED lights.
That's better
So,
than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah, so they're all LED lights now, so I'll have you guys, sign, or go ahead and, verbally approve it, and then I'll have you sign it as well.
Make a motion to approve the line upgrade.
A second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay? Nay. Carried.
Alright, so the next thing you guys should have in your stack is ordinance 2025-3. So I'm really excited about this, I'm sure you guys are excited. So something I've been keeping an eye on all year is trying to find nickels and dimes here and there to be able to give you a little bit of a pay raise. I know that we can't really afford a huge pay raise or much at all, really. But I was able to find throughout the year, some money to be able to give you guys a pay raise moving into next year. So, I was pretty excited about that. Like I said, it's not a whole lot, but, you know, we do appreciate everything that you guys do and always being on call, and answering questions and following up with people, so. Granted, it's not what I wish we could pay you, but I wanted to go ahead and put that in there. And then I did put in here that I would like to look for this, for my position, so even when I'm not here, the option of having a 401k in this position. So I'm working with a couple different companies to see how feasible that is and what that would look like. But I think it would be a great recruitment thing for whomever takes my position after this, to look at it more as a career path versus, I'll give it 3 years, or I'll give it 4 years and we'll see what happens. So I think that, that kind of just sets it up, hopefully for us to move forward in a better way. So if you guys would like to vote on that, and I know you've all already seen this, nothing else has changed in it, same holidays, same everything like that.
Make a motion, we approve.
Alright, I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay?
All right. The next thing we have up is, the approval it should look pretty similar to last year. So same dollar amount, same, everything that we've done previously for last year, so the $7,000 divided into 2 payments. If you guys have any questions on that, feel free to ask. We do have the last payment set up. I think the check is set to write, I think on the 5th is when I'm doing the check for the last payment for this year. And then this year's contract will be completely done. But, do you guys have any questions? And then we'll pass this along to the fire board as well, so they can sign it.
Make a motion to approve the contract.
You have to abstain. I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay? Carried.
And then, one of the last things I have, this is the same letter we got last year from, the Humane Society asking if we would like to be a part of, not their team, but essentially.
Their program.
Yeah, their program. So it looks like the same kind of program as last year, same paperwork.
Did we approve this last year?
We did not approve it last year.
We didn't.
Essentially, anybody that comes to pick up an animal from the Humane Society charges that homeowner. So we didn't really see it as a need for us to pay a service fee yearly to do that, in the hopes that it would encourage these same homes to stop.
I also have talked with them, and they state they are required to cover the county, and although we are a town, is that you? Oh, sorry. They have to come out and do it anyway, cause we're county. They told me that.
I'm telling you, we found a stray dog, somebody dumped outside of town, and Jared and I had to take the dog. We had to drive the dog to the animal shelter.
He said, it was a man,
Yeah.
and he said, we have to come, if you call, we have to come.
We called and they were like, nope, you're not part of our program, so Jared and I just loaded the dog up, took it to the animal
Hmm.
shelter.
Now, I might vote
Wow.
for that if it would come get all the coons, I'm about sick and tired of the raccoons, but, I don't think so.
Anybody else have any feedback on that?
It's too expensive.
I'd rather not, plus it only covers 2 calls and then they charge additional every single call. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's the only dog we really, like,
I mean, we have ordinances in place to find homeowners for pets as long as we have proof and they call in to complain. That's the biggest thing.
So do we need to make a motion to decline, make a motion to decline?
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed, nay? Decline.
Okay. And then the last thing we have is the, meeting dates for 2026. Just need to get your approval on those, and that will be the end of our meeting for the last of the year.
Make a motion we approve.
Aye, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed, nay? Carried.
All right. That is all I have for you guys. We'll go ahead and, our next meeting is January,
seven.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do comments for just a
okay,
second.
January 7th. And then we'll go ahead and open it up to public comments.
Hi, Fire Chief again. I apologize for not being here last meeting, had a conflict. Previous meeting, we talked about looking into a fob system for the locking of the stations in the building. Is that,
I think
do we have any updates, I guess is my question.
price-wise, I think it makes more sense for us to try to update to fix the actual entry pad and see if that makes any difference, instead of versus like going straight in for a key fob system, because that's gonna be pretty expensive. That would be my take on it, but, I mean,
Can we get some numbers?
Yeah.
For the next meeting, that way we can kind of look over that and kind of make.
yeah, I know that it's gonna be about $700 for us to just fix the keypad. But yes, we'll get you numbers.
And something to maybe consider with that is that's like the third system just since I've been the chief.
Okay.
So it may be pouring money down on,
All like numeric systems?
that's the third one of those
Okay.
that's had to be out there.
Are you saying it's your fault, Darren?
I think
I mean,
it,
since
well, it
you've
could
been
be
here-
something to do with all the runs we've been having. It gets well used.
That's
But,
very true.
you know, I am not an expert in that field at all. It just, anytime that, you know, it's gonna be $700 multiple times
Mhm.
versus,
And well, thank you for telling me that, because I didn't know that it had been replaced multiple times before. Just must have been previous to me, so.
it was somebody's husband that might have been, anyway.
Yeah, well, that's good to know, because sometimes that knowledge gets lost when clerks change hands, so I appreciate you letting us know.
That's all I had to think of.
I have one comment. I was wrong. I looked up Bose McKean Evans, and they're actually not on the 15th floor, they're on the 27th.
Oh my God,
I
Rob!
was wrong.
I'm glad you verified that for us.
27th floor of the Salesforce Tower.
I up.
So, there you go.
Misty?
I have a cousin, he was supposed to be here tonight, but he's young and dumb and apparently can't make it to a meeting on time. He is looking to buy a vacant lot here in town, and he was wondering if there's any ordinance on the type of structure that he can build on that property.
There actually is.
There is.
We'll have to probably get those.
A lot of it has to do with the foundation too.
Like, you can't put a teepee up, for example.
He's looking, he's a diesel mechanic, and he's probably looking to build like a barn dominium type thing, and he wants probably no yard. He wants the whole lot to be that structure pretty much, with a little living quarters and then a big garage. So it would have
It's gonna
like
be
a
right next to
concrete.
Dean's house.
Yeah.
thank
You know, just he needs to look at the ordinance
Okay.
first.
They're probably online too as well.
Yep, they're all online. I
Yeah.
know the most recent one that we updated specifically was about trailer homes and mobile homes. But it should be within that realm, of the ordinances. So, and if he looks at that and still has questions, feel free to call or email
I
him.
am totally weird, obviously.
Yeah.
I do know that Christie's house has finally been put on the market.
Yeah.
Kind of across from you, I believe.
Yeah.
For the price they're asking, the lot's worth that, so you might think.
The one
that's-
condemned,
Huh?
condemned one?
Yeah.
There was a whole bunch of guys clearing stuff out for like a week or two or something like that, and then nothing. And then the back door the glass is broken in the back door now or something like that, so I'm pretty sure the coons are in there. The cats are in there, so.
But sometimes that's the best option to go, cause you've got your water and your lights available
Yeah,
anyway,
I think the
so.
lot he's looking at is down there on Franklin and whatever this street is.
Or the trailer
Next to
was.
where Gooden was,
Mhm.
yeah, where the trailer was, yeah.
Alright.
Anybody else? I wanted to add two things real quick. I wanted to thank Jeb and his family for doing the Halloween. That was very good of them to take the time to do that. And I wanted to personally thank Winnegar's, Rusty, and Utterbacks for making sure those lights got fixed, put up, and a vehicle that would pick you up to do it. So,
I think on that note, we have some very, very involved community members that, several families that I could think of, you know, just off the top of my head, that are very involved, and I feel very grateful for that, so,
absolutely.
thank you.
All right, gonna close this meeting.
Happy holidays, everybody.
It is that time of the year.
26 hours of losses.
Yeah. Thank you.